Guys, am I audible? Yes, Chaitanya, this is the probably the last one. After the session, the admin team will talk to you according the plan. So let's continue with the class and we'll learn about CSS today. So previously we talked about HTML and everything, right? Today we'll discuss about how we can style the HTML pages. So we got a lot of things to cover. So get into the class. Is my voice clear or do you want me to change it? Yeah, thank you. So we were discussing about the tags and everything, right? So let's create one another file, which is known as style.css. Okay. And let's link it inside our HTML. Where do we need to give it? We need to give inside the head folder, I mean head tag. And how we can use something known as link. Okay, we need to include this file inside our HTML page, right? That's- okay. So further, we can use something known as rel. So in here, we need to mention the style sheet and then the href, which means the source of the file, and the name is style.css. And we need to close the tag also. So now this file is tagged with this HTML page. So whatever we mention here, it will reflect in our HTML. So this is how we, combine the style along with the HTML. So let's create one tag inside the CSS. Let's say I want to change the color and font size of the H1. Like we have seen the default size and default color is black, and the size is depends on the number you give, right? So similarly, I want to change it to red, and let's see how we can do that inside the CSS. And I have something called color, and I want to be red, and also I want to change the font size, and it would be 24 pixels. So now the everything inside the h1 tag will be in the red. So there is no h1 tag I declared. So I need to change it. So let's change it from h2 to h1. So we can see here the everything that is inside the h1 tag has been turned into red. So this is how we link the CSS with the HTML page. Hmm. So let's see some other CSS features we can change. So yesterday we have discussed what are the different types to mention the CSS, right? So basically this is known as external CSS, which means we are declaring in the external style sheet. So if you want to declare it in the same HTML page, that is known as internal. And where do you do that? You do that inside the head tag. And how do you do that? Using the style. And I want to mention h1, and the color would be hello. So let's see which is dominating. So I have declared h1 in style.css. I also mentioned that same h1 tag color to yellow. So let's go and check and what would be the h1 and which is dominating each. So it should turn yellow because we discuss the order of domination. Like if you declare CSS here and also you declare in the internal CSS, it would obviously it will dominate the external one. If you declare it in the h1 tag here inside the tag itself, which is inline CSS, it would dominate both of them. So let's say color would be pink. So only this tag will be colored into pink. Got it, everyone? Did you understand the difference between the external, internal, and inline CSS? The order of domination. Did you understand? Yeah. So if you make the file and you want to change something to only one tag, like you want to declare only the for the heading, let's say, you can change it in line. It won't affect others. So if you want to do for the all of the tags, you can declare it in the file. So this is the difference between the three types: inline, internal, and external style sheet. And we also have something known as background color. So these properties are the very commonly used ones. Let's say I want to be this color, and it applied to everything, but it applied to here also because we didn't declare the background color inside the tag itself. We only declare the color. So if you see it, it will take the only the ones that you declared in the tag. Got it? So it will also take the from the CSS from the style.css. It will also take it along with it. It will change whatever you gave it. And another type to declare the color is to give using the RGB, red, green, blue. How will you do that? And let's declare another tag, let's say H2. And I want to change the color, but I want to use RGB. And you're going to give values to the red, green, and blue. So basically, colors are formed inside the uh, pixels is using these are the basic unit of the colors. You can create any other colors using these three. So that is why we use only red, green, and blue. I can create other like let's say 200 different color using this one. So it might see using these colors it produced the new color which is similar to the yellow. So this is how you declare using the RGBs. Let's save it and apply it in the HTML. Let's change it to H2. Save it and you can see here it turned into bright yellow. And also you have another form how you can declare the color. You can declare it using hexadecimal. If you see in the Figma, you might seen it before. Using the hexadecimal, you can declare the colors of other elements. Have you used before these hexadecimal colors in color palette? That is how we can change. And I want to give something red. So this is the color of red. If I change any value here, let's say 7, it produces the different color. It changes to slight reddish. Let's say E. I think there is no such color. It produced yellow. And let's say it will be applied to H3 tag. Let's save it and see inside the HTML. So it changed. And let's see other types of selectors. So selectors are nothing but which tag you want to select to declare the CSS. So basically this is a selector. H2 is a selector. And if you don't want to use the default selectors, you can use IDs and classes. Why people are joining now? Is there anyone from admin team? Can you block the session? Anyways, so we're discussing about selectors, right? Selectors are something we can declare here. We have seen what are the IDs and classes, right? When we are dealing with the manipulation of the HTML, the manipulation. That is, these are known as IDs and classes. So let's say I want to make changes for a H1 tag, and I want to declare, I will declare one H1 tag, and I want to use some ID, and it would be title and saying hello. And let's also take p tag, which is paragraph, and ID would be anything. Let's say info. Now I want to declare the CSS for this, for the title and info. And these are known as selectors. So for selecting the IDs, it would be different. You need to use the hash. So after giving the hash and the title, the ID of the class, ID of this tag, you have to give here. And now you can give the normal CSS like the color, let's say purple, and background color, let's say yellow or aqua, and font size larger. And what is another one? We have info selector, right? ID. And the color would be beach color, and background color would be black, and font size, it would be smaller. And let's see. So this is how you declare the IDs, and you select it and you give the CSS. Okay. And let's see about how we can declare the classes inside it. So classes are similar to the IDs, but these are the classes are select all the elements with the class info. But ID will select only the element with this ID. You can give class for the different types, but you have to give the unique one for the IDs. IDs are unique ones, and classes are not the unique ones. So let's declare another one. So instead of giving ID here, I will change it to class. Yeah. Anyone know how to restrict the joining? Anyone know how to do it? Like people are joining and it is annoying. Anyone? No idea? Okay. Anyways, so we're discussing about class, right? So let's change from ID to class, and let's duplicate this. So now I have to change from hash to dot. So this is how you declare the classes, and this is how you declare the IDs. And we also have another one, something known as star. So this is basically selects everything. Everything means every other element. I'll tell you one thing. The CSS follows by the lines of code. Like it comes from top to bottom. So if you give universal as the lash, it will avoid all the CSS and it will take this only. If you give this at the top, it will override this CSS. Got it? This topic. Have you understand the order of CSS? Did you get it? So it basically comes from top to bottom. If you give color here and again you change it here, it takes the bottom one only. It won't take the top one. Okay, let's try to use it. Like I'm declaring here H2 as yellow, and again I'm changing from it to this color, and I will remove the other CSS like wherever it is declared. I think H2 is not declared anywhere. So it should show pink instead of yellow. And what is the tag? That apples. These apples should be in the pink. You see, it takes only the bottom one, not the top one. It will ignore the top one. It will override it. And what is the another change? This one, right? Info. So it applied to everything that is declared with class. This class is the it selects all the elements where you declared class with the name, similar name. So this is the difference between the ID and the class. And let's see the text alignment. So I want the history tag to be in the center. So basically, it will take some scale as a horizontal, and if you think this is some kind of container, and you want to the banana in the center, and how do you do that? You use something known as text alignment. Alignment means you want to place the text wherever you want. If you want to be left, you can do that. If you want it to be right, you can give right. If you want it to be centered, and it will be in the center. Okay, this is known as text alignment. Let's say it right, and it will be shifted from left to right. 3. And you have to know one more topic known as the margin and padding, okay, and border. So if you see this hello, you know, it is in kind of is container, okay, and you want to give some margin. So whatever the thing outside the blue thing, it will be considered as margin, and the padding will be inside the container, between the container and the hello. So if you declare some padding and you want to increase the gap between the hello and the this border of the blue thing, you use padding. And if you want to make some difference between the blue border and this white thing, you have to give margin. Okay, did you got the difference between the margin and padding? And the border would be the line of the blue. If you want to be the declare the border, and it would be highlighted. Let's see that also. Okay, let's see. It's 3. H1. Let's declare one div tag. Yeah, I'll do one thing. I'll remove everything. It is kind of messy. And I'll declare one div. Let's take some text H1. And I want to declare the border to it. So I will select the div. So it will consider all the divs and border width. Let's say 2px and border style would be solid. And the border color would be black. Okay, let's save it and I want it to be centered also. Okay, this is how you make changes with the tags. And also let's take another one. I want to give the border radius. And it would be 10px, let's say. So border radius is something you do changes in the edges. Like these are the borders. I mean border radius. So you got it. You understood. Like this radius is a border radius. So if you want to make the box like a circle, how do you do that? You have to increase the pixel size. Let's say from 10 to 100. Then it will become the curvaceous. My first page is in the header. That's why it is printing. We declared something here, right? Heading. That is why it is showing up. We can remove it. Okay, let's get into padding. Let's see what is padding. I want to give some padding between the text border. We have different options like padding left, that means padding of, left of the text, and bottom of the text, and right side of the text, and top same. So I want to give something like Let's increase the top and bottom margin. I want to give 100 each. So it will increase the distance between the top and bottom. Got it? And if I want to make some space between here and this border, that would be margin. I want to make some space between the top and let it be 100 px. Okay. So this is how you play around the CSS. You can make changes as you want. So everything is there. Just you need to have the plan and where you want to put the things as per your plan. Okay. So that is why I asked you to plan the Figma first and then you make changes according to the design. If you directly jump into the CSS part and the styling part, it would be difficult because you don't know where exactly this has to be. Okay, you understood the HTML and the CSS, right? I would like to give some tasks right now and perform whatever we have did till now. Okay, are you confident enough to play around it, everyone? Okay, I would give a simple task, a small one. Okay, just try to improve it by yourself without going ChatGPT and everything. So do it, try to do it yourself and try to use only Google, not the ChatGPT or Claude or something. Okay, try to use the documentation. Okay, you can use something known as W3 schools. That is a best resource to learn about the CSS and HTML and web development. I would prefer it. So guys, I gave the task. So I also gave something HTML. So build one style.css and declare the CSS part. Okay, based on the text, how I would like to be. Okay, and we got 15 minutes to do it, and try to do it by yourself. And if you complete it, just type completed in the text chat bot. I mean chat. Okay, guys, got it, everyone. Jyoti, you didn't get it. Okay, start doing it. Yeah, no problem. Jyoti, I asked you to do the task. Like I gave you the text and HTML. Create one CSS file and declare the classes and IDs. Okay, got it? Yeah. Uh, it is in the text itself. You can see it. I'm pinning the, yeah. Guys, today I'll share the HTML and CSS PDF with the resources. So learn them before we're heading to React. Okay. So if anyone completed, you can jump out of the class. You can leave. Okay. Thank you guys. Have a good night.